Alright, this tutorial is going to be on just another quick Flambient, a quick method on being able to get into a bedroom, get your ambient layer, and then quickly erect that shutter, take your flash pop. Maybe you're going to have to do a window correction if there's a flash glare, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to also show you positioning on where you should put your flash. Okay, so let's get started. Here is straight out of camera. This is the ambient layer. I'm going to hit my ambient single layer bump here. This just moves my highlights down, brings my shadows up. I'm always going to address my histogram up here, making sure that I am making it just right of center. Looks good. We're pretty well evenly lit, nice and bright, even in the dark areas. And now let's move on to... And now what I'd like to do also, if I'm going to use multiple images in... just hit 1. That's going to put a star there. That way I know which images to highlight to bring them into Photoshop. So that's just another quick tip for you. Okay, so let's move on to the flash layer. Let's reset this to show you what it looks like. And I'm going to show you right here. Here is a video, a quick video on exactly how I position myself and what it looked like looking from that window towards the camera. Okay, so now that you see how I lit this, we're just going to go over, do my flash bump again. I'm going to pick that ceiling for to get me a better white balance. And we're going to come over here and notice the flash hotspot there in the window. All we need to do now is just come over to the side, and I'm going to bounce light. That way I light up the trim of the window so it's easier to blend. This is basically what I call like a window repair shot, and I already did my preset bump on this, so we're going to choose one on this one. And which one was our flash shot? Which was this one? Yep. So now we know to click on the first one and hold down command and click on this one and click on that one. All 3 stars are lit. We're going to right click, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. Once you have all 3 layers loaded into Photoshop, we can test it out to see if luminosity mode is going to work, and in this case it does. It does a pretty decent job. So after we've done that, we're going to make sure our ambient layer is highlighted. Come up here to the opacity, drop that to 50%. That's going to blend back in 50% of your flash image. And we're just going to come down here to the mask icon right here, click on that, leave it white. Make sure your black is selected over here. Brush tool. I like to have my flow at 5%. Make sure the opacity is at 100. And we're just going to paint back in this window. Like that. Don't worry about that flash hotspot there on the window. We're going to fix that with that correction layer that I showed you earlier. Get that painted in as best you can. And now we're going to take that flash layer, which is at the bottom, drag it up to the top. And then we're going to do the layer mask, Command I to invert it. Now we have to switch this over to make sure white is on top here. And then we can just brush back in. And I would do the whole window because you can tell, if you can't tell, the white balance is just a little off on this one. So we want to just make it look even by using the entire window for that correction layer. And there you go. We're going to right click, come down here to flatten image, Command S, I save it, bring it back into Lightroom, and now we're going to do my interior final. And again, I like to keep it just right of center. So you have center here, and then you have that other line. Let me show you if I can move this out of the way. I want it to sit right there, the peak of my exposure to sit right about there. And that's usually what gets you consistent exposure for every image, so each image isn't too dark or too light. And here's another tip. I like to, after I'm done, we're just going to set flag and flag it and then move on. So once you're done, and I've already completed this listing, but we come down here to flagged, and then you have all your flagged images right here, and we can just click on this one, come all the way to the end, and shift, click, highlight them all, right click, and then export. And that's how you're going to bulk export everything. So I personally wait till the very end to export. That's something that just speeds up your workflow. So anything you can do to make time go by faster and make your editing process faster is going to be a win for you. So, all right, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next tutorial, guys. Have a good one.